Have you ever noticed how, in most families, money problems don't begin with one bad year? They repeat across generations. The same salary struggles, the same debt cycles, the same fear around investing, the same belief that earning more automatically means becoming secure. And then, sometimes, one person quietly changes the pattern, not through luck, not through a startup exit, not through sudden inheritance, but through a decade of ordinary financial decisions that compound into something no one in the family has ever seen before: a first millionaire. Imagine a realistic scenario. A 24-year-old analyst living in Chicago, London, Toronto, or Berlin begins their career earning around $68,000 per year. After taxes, healthcare, pension contributions, and insurance, take-home pay lands near $4,300 per month. At first, life feels tight. Rent for a modest apartment, $1,500. Car payment, fuel, insurance, $450. Student loan payments, $300. Groceries and occasional food delivery, $450. Phone, internet, streaming, and software, $180. Social life, birthdays, work events, $250. That already pushes spending close to $3,130. On paper, roughly $1,170 remains. For most people, this is where the story quietly becomes predictable. The better apartment upgrade, the newer car, the premium vacations financed as deserved breaks, the subscriptions that feel harmless, the monthly purchases that create the appearance of progress. The hidden system flaw is that modern professional life encourages visible upgrades long before invisible assets. The first person in a family to become a millionaire usually does something emotionally difficult. They delay lifestyle symbolism. Instead of using the extra $1,170 to make life look richer, they begin converting it into ownership. Let's keep the math simple. Imagine they consistently invest just $1,000 per month starting at age 24. At an average annual return of 8%, by age 35, that becomes roughly $204,000. Still impressive, but not yet life-changing. Now add salary progression. By age 28, salary rises to $90,000. Take-home increases. Instead of upgrading the car and apartment immediately, monthly investing rises to $1,800. By age 31, earnings reach $115,000. Monthly investing becomes $2,500. By age 35, with continued compounding and disciplined increases, total invested wealth can move close to $1 million. And this is the exact moment the family pattern breaks. Not because income suddenly exploded, but because every raise was translated into assets instead of identity upgrades. Psychologically, this is where most people struggle. The human brain naturally wants visible proof of progress. A better apartment feels like success. A premium car feels like maturity. Luxury travel feels like reward. Assets feel invisible. No one compliments your index funds. No one notices your brokerage balance at dinner. That is why the first millionaire in a family often looks financially ordinary for years. They appear almost too normal. But beneath the surface, ownership compounds quietly. The deeper mistake most professionals make is confusing income milestones with wealth milestones. A six-figure salary feels like arrival, but salary alone is still dependence. True wealth begins when your assets begin working independently of your hours. This is why many families can produce high earners for decades without ever producing real wealth. The money enters the household, but never stays in productive form. Cars depreciate, furniture ages, luxury rent disappears every month. Convenience spending resets every month. Ownership behaves differently. Stocks, businesses, retirement accounts, property equity, and recurring investment systems continue working while you sleep, work, or even change jobs. Now think about the long-term consequence. If that same professional ignores ownership for just 10 extra years, choosing lifestyle upgrades first, the cost is not only the missing million. At age 45, the same delay can create a gap closer to $2.3 million. This is the real price of delayed financial identity. And identity is the hidden lever here. The first millionaire in a family usually stops asking, "What can I afford monthly?" and starts asking, "What can this dollar become in 10 years?" That one shift changes behavior permanently. A car payment stops being transportation. It becomes lost compounding. An apartment upgrade stops being comfort. It becomes delayed ownership. Impulse spending stops being harmless. It becomes future optionality surrendered. This is why financially intelligent people often appear less externally impressive in their early 30s. They are not optimizing for status. They are optimizing for permanent leverage. By 35, the psychological difference becomes visible. The family now has a financial safety buffer, investment income, lower fear around emergencies, options around career choices, future education advantages for children, a completely different relationship with risk, and most importantly, the next generation no longer starts from zero. That is how one quiet decade changes an entire bloodline. The first millionaire in a family is rarely the loudest earner. They are simply the first person who consistently chooses future ownership over present identity. And once that happens, the family's financial story changes from survival to momentum. So the real question is not whether becoming a millionaire by 35 is extraordinary. It's whether your current financial habits are building visible comfort or invisible freedom. Because one path feels richer today, the other changes your family forever. If you enjoy calm, reality-based finance documentaries about wealth psychology and long-term money decisions, consider subscribing.